Joining us now, NBC News senior White House correspondent Gabe Gutierrez and NBC News legal analyst Misty Marris here on set. Gabe, we'll start with you in Washington. What more can you tell us about these pardons and the message the White House is sending?
Well, the administration's pardon attorneys in Clay wrote on social media, quote, "No MAGA left behind." And now this list includes 77 people, including attorneys John Eastman and Sidney Powell, as well as Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, all people connected to the president. And the White House is saying that this was necessary. Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, saying these great Americans were persecuted and put through hell by the Biden administration for challenging an election, which is the cornerstone of democracy. She went on to say President Trump is putting an end to the Biden regime's communist tactics once and for all. Now, this comes after the Trump administration repeatedly has tried to claim that it was the Biden administration that weaponized the Department of Justice and had all these political persecutions. But Cadence and Clay, these pardons in particular are largely symbolic because none of the people on that list have been charged federally. Cadence and Clay.
Yeah, let me pick up on that, Gabe, and go to Misty on that very point that Gabe just made. They are not accused of federal crime. They've not been convicted on federal crimes, so the president can't exonerate them, right? What's the point here?
Right. So from any state prosecution can move forward. It's only federal charges, federal convictions. So the language in this pardon, though, is really broad. I think it is symbolic in nature because there aren't federal cases at play. But it also includes anything that could come down the pike in the future. So it would preclude any prosecution on the federal level. And what I think is interesting about it, it's not just those individuals on that list, the 70 plus people. It's also any citizen who was accused with respect to the election or would be accused with the election. So that's unnamed individuals as well.
And Misty, you're saying this pardon pretty broad. However, the pardon proclamation does not include President Trump himself. Talk to us about why that's significant.
So there's an advisory opinion from the DOJ, Office of Legal Counsel, that's binding on the executive branch. It says that a president cannot pardon himself. Now, President Trump has been very vocal. He says he has the ability to pardon himself, and a Supreme Court case would win out. It would ultimately make the decision. It hasn't been tried. It hasn't been tested in a court, and clearly this is not the case he wants to test it with.
All right, Misty Marris, Gabe Gutierrez, thank you both so much.